Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Our Global Outlook segment is sponsored by Maury's monthly newsletter, Global Outlook. If you don't already have a subscription, you'd like to get a free copy, just log on to our website at theworldreport.org. Al-Qaeda does not appear to be dead or on the run, and they have a new tactic, prison breaks. Egyptians are rebelling against the U.S. for its continued backing of the Muslim Brotherhood. Liberal commentator Pat Cadell says House Majority Leader John Boehner is helping to cover up the Benghazi attack and links to gun running from Libya to Syria via Turkey. Hezbollah calls on Muslims to eradicate the cancer of Israel. A lot of stuff going on. We've kind of covered the Libya-Turkey thing in the first segment somewhat. Al-Qaeda was supposed to be dead, and we knew that they're not dead. There's millions and millions of them around the world, and they could prop up anywhere at any time that they want to. Are they winning right now?
Well, let's put it this way. There is a private intelligence service in this country today that has absolutely validated that there are 6 people working in the State Department, and they're actually working out of the White House that are associated with the Islamic Brotherhood.
Muslim Brotherhood.
Same thing, yeah. The fact is, there is a definite partisanship, in my opinion. I can't prove it. I can only tell you what I see in the actions. But this person mentioned names of people that are working in the White House right now that are very sympathetic to them.
And when Representative Michelle Bachmann and Representative Steve King brought this up about 1.5 years ago, they were completely lambasted as being crackpot, conspiracy theory types for even bringing that up. And I want to mention something else. One thing we taught, Anthony Weiner has been on TV a lot, and he's getting a lot of the headlines. I'm not concerned about him. He's a putz. What I'm more concerned about is his wife, Uma Abedin, and her connections to the Muslim Brotherhood.
She is one of the persons that was named as being an agent, literally an agent,
of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Of the Muslim Brotherhood, yes.
Hillary Clinton, one of her top aides at the State Department. That's a pretty deep security spot to be in.
Yeah, this is something it's an opinion thing. We can't say that these people have developed, shall we say, programs and directions, but all we can see is what's happening. You know, you can go back to the Iranian election of 4 years ago, shortly after Obama got into power, where the people rose up and came very close to toppling Khamenei and this dictatorial, murderous government that's running Iran today.
And the mullahs.
He stayed away from it. He made his first major speech on June 4th, 2009 from Cairo University was an embrace of the Muslim population of the world and begged their forgiveness that the United States has mistreated them so many times in the past. So this tells you where the sympathies lie, where the direction lies of where these people are going. I can assure you that right now, President Obama is not going to do anything to unseat General Sisi, who has had the courage to get rid of this murderous leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, who was killing the economy, and also, by the way, putting a death threat against the Coptic Christians. The Coptic Christians in Egypt make up 10% of a 94 million population. These people feel exactly like the Jews in Germany did after Kristall Night in 1938. I was there, of course, as a kid, but at the time I know. And do you know where I saw a documentary on this subject for 1 hour on Russian television? I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know why they're doing this, but they documented that the Coptic Christians go all the way back to the time of Jesus, and they were the first non-Jewish group that embraced Christianity at that particular time, and the Romans were killing them, and then when the Romans got through with them, then they got the Muslims coming at them. So these poor people, there's 8 or 9 million of them. They can't make a living. They can't work for any government bureau.
The churches are being burned down. They're being persecuted.
Even under Mubarak, You could not rebuild a church after it was burned down. And these people are living in a death threat. And they embrace this guy, General al-Sisi, because they figured that if Morsi stayed in power by democratic votes, which was a joke, then it would be only time before there would be huge pogroms where thousands of their people would be murdered.
We also know that the administration is completely backing. They backed Morsi when the military was trying to overthrow him, and they're still trying to put Muslim Brotherhood people in at top positions in the Egyptian government.
They're trying.
So when you say they sympathize and
they're trying to put pressure on, absolutely. They're trying to get. I hope al-Sisi shows the same strength when he got rid of Morsi and put him under house arrest. I hope they show the same strength in resisting what's coming out of the White House. I hope there's enough people in the Defense Department in this country that gives them the signal, don't worry, we're with you.
I don't even see it being reported on major U.S. news anywhere.
No, it's not.
Which is very disappointing.
I told you that. I mean, I could, the Coptic tragedy, I had to go to Russian television to find it.
And now we have a new tactic that al-Qaeda has taken up, and that's prison breaks. Have you noticed that a lot of these prisons are being broken into and all these Islamic terrorists are being let go? That's a new tactic they've just come up with.
Yes, it's happening in Iraq, it's happening in Africa, it's happening in Pakistan. You're absolutely right. That's because the people on the outside are collaborating with them. This is the irony of it. If you gave a free vote today in Afghanistan, they would welcome the Taliban back, because the Taliban represents the most extreme form of Islam. And today, especially the young people in these Islamic countries are very extremist in their attitudes. So we're fighting a losing battle by trying to go. If you go democratic in those countries today, you'll have the worst kind of regimes you've ever seen.
And we've got to blame George W. Bush for that, his whole democracy in the Middle East folly.
I mean, I have said enough about him, which I don't have to repeat. I think he may have been one of the not smartest presidents we ever had.
Absolutely. There's a whole litany of things I could bring up about him. Nassan Nasrallah. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
The Hezbollah leader just recently called on all Muslims to eradicate the cancer of Israel. Is this not, I mean, they tell us exactly where they're coming from. How we continue
Fortunately,
to
they don't have the capability of doing so because...
not yet.
No, I don't think they... I don't mean to be in a state of bliss about this whole thing, but the point is I talked to a general, an Iranian general, who was the founder of their Air Force, trained here in the United States, Lackland Air Base. He said, listen, if they had to fly airplanes today, they wouldn't get off the ground. He said, they talk big, they can kill their own people, they can blow themselves up, but as far as military capability, they just don't have it. They're pulling a gigantic bluff on us from Iran right now. Now, I'm not.
Well, and it's just like what North Korea does to us every couple of months too.
Yes, but the point is they have gotten to the point now where there are enough people that sympathize with them in this country and other Western nations, especially the European Union, where they go along with these people. Because to me, the European Union today might as well resurrect Neville Chamberlain. They just want to give in. Don't want any problem. Take what you want, just leave us alone. And this is the attitude today of Western civilization.
And I believe that we've been infiltrated into this country to an extent that nobody has any idea how bad it is.
The Saudi Arabs have paid billions upon billions of dollars to the Wahhabis, which is the most extreme form of Sunni Islam. And they have built mosques, they have built educational institutions, they give money to colleges and universities, and they go around with hate against Israel, but also trying to convert people to their point of view, if not their religion.
Iran is continuing to be, while all this other stuff is going on in the world, No one's really paying attention to what they're doing anymore, and they've got to be getting close to perfecting their bomb and their missiles.
They are definitely, if they go heavy water as far as developing a nuclear device, they can have that in 3 months. But also that would be on the surface, so the Israelis could probably bomb that. It's because, again, the President of the United States said, well, he welcomed the moderate new president. That guy is about as moderate as Adolf Hitler, for God's sake.
Well, it comes from the top, and all that is just window dressing. Ahmadinejad wasn't really in charge over there.
No, but he shot his mouth off, and Khamenei could have said, wait a second, you're going a little too far. So, yes, he was the Joseph Goebbels to Adolf Hitler.
And what's the new president's name?
Rouhani. But it doesn't make any difference. They all have their little turbans, and they all go around
They're
like
just puppets.
That's all they are.
We need to step aside for a brief moment. We'll return with our political insider and history segments. If you'd like to email us with questions or comments, just go to our website, theworldreport.org. We'll be right back.